Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
Well, our guest today is Koffi Idowu Nuel, an actor, a musician, and an author. He was born in Morocco, that slum that the rich people have now taken over and nicknamed Lekki. On March 11, 1977, Koffi's father is from Lagos State, while his mother is from Togo. Of course, Koffi is happily married and blessed with children. He read chemistry at the popular and prestigious University of Lagos. But for as long as I've known him, I think he has been making all his money from comedy. I doubt if he has practiced for one day as a chemist. My friends, my brothers, join me as we welcome Koffi Idowu Nuel to tonight's Instagram Live. Koffi, you are welcome.
Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Iche, boss.
Yes, what got Koffi interested in show business?
Hunger begets talent.
Hunger begets talent. I love that.
Yes, when you're hungry for exposure, you're hungry for people to see what you're made of, then you would pursue it fervently. So for me, it was the hunger for people to see what I could offer the world. And I was studying chemistry, like you said, but then, you know, God had his own plans. And then sometimes it takes for people to know you more than you know yourself. So if usually friends are telling you this is your calling in life, then you should take their advice. So my friends told me, bro, go and join theater. You do MC, you are more into that than the chemistry we know you for. Go and join theater. So I joined theater 15, and then I had to learn to groom my skills as an actor. Then I was able to then learn the rudiments that would make me a better comedian and a master of the stage.
Wow.
It was friends that pushed me in the right direction. Friends.
Wow. I love that. Now, what would you say has kept you going, you know, since, you know, the encouragement you got from your friends?
I think, like most people would say, they will say God. But second to that, I would say my ability to adapt and to be real. I don't see myself out of this business for another 20 years. Because why? I study to improve myself all the time. Even the Bible has called us to study ourselves approved unto God. A workman that doesn't slumber. So I don't slumber on the job. If whatever is happening right now, I update myself. I will speak in the language of the times. I will not say this is how we used to do it, then I'll stay stuck in the past. As we speak, I'm releasing a new album tomorrow. When you hear some of the parts of that album, in fact, I sent part B. There's a side A, side B. It's a medley album. And then someone heard the intro of side B and was like, wow, who is this? This is amazing. And I said, that's me. Eh? Now you didn't sing like all these young boys. So I think one needs to constantly update, and then you need to rejuvenate, redefine yourself. I started as Koffi. Now I'm Koffi the Guru. Somebody who knew Koffi then would see a new part of me. Someone who never knew Koffi has only come to know Koffi the Guru. And then they want to know why he is the Guru. Then I'm showing you all the reasons why I'm that Guru. So I like, wow. And then I don't restrict myself to industry standard. This is what the industry has called us to do. So we must, this is high. No. I go with the spirit of my inspiration. This is what God is telling me to do. This is how it's, sometimes I'm even ahead of my time. I do things that years later we then come back to it and we're like, wow, Koffi don't been do this thing, So for me, it's to constantly rediscover, redefine, rejuvenate, revalue yourself. And then you must always bring purpose to the table. Don't just be funny. Don't just be an actor. Bring something else to the table, something that people can always look forward to, something that they can defend. I am a family brand. I would rather stay on that path till the end of days than all in the name of survival, jump and join a bandwagon of what is trending or what is reigning. Now this thing everybody they do now. Let me to quickly go and join. No. The values I carry is such that I will do content that father, mother, children can sit down and watch. And then 10 years later, father, mother, children will still sit down and watch it again and be like, yes, this thing that Koffi did then. Look at what he's doing now again. So for me, it's about value. And then you should have a purpose. There's a point where you get to in your business that people should start looking for other things in you. Of course, he's funny. Everybody knows he's funny. So what else? What is that what else? So that's what I'm always, trying to achieve all the time. And that keeps me going. It keeps me wanting. I wake up every day like I'm a newcomer to the business. I wake up every day trying to look for something new to sell to the marketplace, because someone said, I went to an event and the person said, wow, you're so good. I've never met you before. How come I've never met you? I said, I'm glad you're just meeting me, because if you had known me, if everybody has known me, I'm good as dead. If there are no new persons knowing you, if there are no new obstacles to conquer, then you're gone. You're done for. So you must always strive to conquer new ordeals, new platforms, new obstacles. Let it look to some people like you're a failure, so that you can also test yourself and improve on yourself.
Wow, interesting. Yes, I need you to tell us about your first performance ever, the first one.
The first performance ever was in 1993. Yinka Akintoye, yes, 1993. Yinka Akintoye's birthday party in Odunsi. Downtown Odunsi in Bariga, her birthday party, parlor party. I always remember because the song that was raining then was Janet Jackson. That's the way love. No, is that the song? Yeah, goes. That's the way love goes. Yeah, that's the song. Oh, yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. 1993. It was her birthday party, and they called me to come all the way. How did they even call me? There was no phone that time. How did you even arrange it? I found myself there, and I was the MC in the Apollo. I was really, really shy and all that, but I was able to make it happen. That was 1993, my first ever.
What performance? Was there any remarkable or memorable thing that happened that day?
What will I remember? We were kids in the parlor having a party, and I was fooling myself. I shall know that. I shall know that after then, every other kid around would always say, please, if I'm doing my birthday party, you will come and be the MC. Okay. So that was the first exposure I had. Like I said, my friends always see me more than I see myself. So it was Larry Akintoye that gave me the first push. So you come and MC my sister's birthday party. So that was where I started from.
All right. Now, I need you to tell us about your most memorable performance so far and why.
I've done several, but I think the most memorable for me would be when I went on a cruise in Punta Cana in the Caribbean. I was on tour with some very wonderful people. They had a vacation, and then I was the official clown of the group. So for every day on that trip, it was the Daramolas, and they were going to have they were going to tie the knot again and celebrate his birthday. So they now asked me along as the comedian and master of ceremonies. So every day on the trip, I had to come as a different kind of entertainer. You know, imagine being with the same set of people, having to crack jokes today, tomorrow, the day after. So it means you must really be at the top of your game. And then we took a tour bus. And so all the while we're on the trip, I had to perform whilst in the bus. And so whilst I was doing all of this, most of the people who came from Canada. And they just kept going, wow, we never knew a Nigerian comedian could be this intelligent and funny. And you sound very, very deep, as in you're very knowledgeable. And you sound eloquent and funny. And wow, we never knew. So usually they see most Nigerian comedians as very pedestrian. We only crack jokes in pidgin. We only just talk about certain things. They wouldn't expect you to want to crack very, very intelligent jokes about medicine, about the sciences, and then I was playing with the environment. They were seeing me create jokes right there on the spot in our presence. And a lot of these strangers, they were like, wow, this is amazing. So they kept getting my contact and trying to reach out. And, you know, I was supposed to be on a Canadian tour last year because of that. But unfortunately, Uncle Koro decided to. So that was memorable for me. Very memorable.
All right. Yes. Now I need you to tell us about your worst performance so far.
Worst performance. Let me scan. Yiki, which was my worst performance? Oh, my wife said the one I do every day in the house because I don't perform at all. She's jealous. The one I don't let me remember. I always go very prepared. I'm very principled about my life and things I do. So if I would go to an event and I know I might not be at my best, I would rather do something intelligent and leave the stage. So I've not had that situation where my audience is just totally not into me, or they drive me away, or you know, or like I've prepared a man today, I will kill them, and then I get there, I'll go with my options. Not that as I performed somewhere yesterday, I killed them, so today I must do the same thing here. No, I just go with my options. But if I remember any situation that I didn't really feel so good, I'll come back to it. But right now, I can't remember.
All right. Now, your inspiration, where does it normally come from?
All around. You are one of my inspirations. Yes, now, bros. See now, I've known you since forever. You know, green old. If not for these white beards that you are keeping now. So I tap inspiration from all around me, from people, from what I read, from what I see. So that's why I don't like to watch television so much or the news so much. I don't like toxic materials. I don't dwell in bad environments. So my inspiration comes from everywhere. You know, I could just be watching something and you are not seeing what I'm seeing. And then the next instant, if you see my memo pad on my phone, you don't fool. If you see so a lot of things as they are inspiring me today, a lot of things I've jotted down today. So it might end up in music, in drama, in comedy, in any resource material. For me, it's always just observation. So most times when people see me at a gathering, I'm just quiet looking. Some think maybe I'm snobbish or I'm just arrogant. They don't know that I'm just observing. I'm taking in information. I'm, you know, I'm mixing it up in my head. I'm thinking I'm like 2 million years ahead. So inspiration comes
I
from
like
all
that.
around. As in, my environment is my inspiration. Everything I lay my eyes on, everything that enters my ear, every new song. The people that motivate me the most lately, when I was coming up, I didn't have role models as such. But lately, when I see what Davido is doing, when I see what Wizkid is doing, when I see what MC Lively is doing, I look at, Mr. Macaroni, Zig Saloma. I look at what a lot of other people are doing around me, and it wakes me up constantly that, okay, what have you left hanging? Sometimes I have ideas that I abandon, and then I wake up sometime later, I see someone else doing it. I'm like, Shibi, you see yourself. Shibi, you see yourself. If I don't do that, sometimes my wife will fight me. Continue saying because somebody has done something, you should not do your own. You better go and do your own. The ideas might clash, but it doesn't matter. God gave you inspiration. He gave that person inspiration. So go do your own. So a lot of things around me inspire me. And then the people
Wow.
I relate with people who have sense.
I like that. Now, Koffi, what stands you out as a comedian?
My tribal
What's
marks.
what a response?
All of us funny, I beg all of us funny. Now the day way market call us, he call us. As basket funny, Naomi funny, AY funny, Bobby funny, Agoda funny, Princess funny, Helen, everybody funny, your own funny. Difference not today. All now hustle with day, now market with day. But when you look me from afar, I know be that Koffi guy. Right? The tribal mark stands me out. Let me not say I do this thing better than Alibaba. We're all professionals. I will give that to every one of my colleagues. Everybody has their own strength. So I cannot tell my own strength. It is someone else that can tell my own strength. I say, I like Koffi for this. He does this. I know I'm very eloquent. I'm very intelligent. But that doesn't mean that that's what the marketplace wants all the time. So someone might like the stalker for his grit. Someone might like Akporo for his madness. Someone might say, I like Owenji for his, craziness. I like Lepasios for this. So every one of us, we have our own attributes. I don't know mine to the core, but I know that when you give me the microphone, I will do my job. I
When you
know
give
that
me the
microphone, I will do
I'll
my
do my
job.
job.
Yes, I
I love,
will. I
I love
will.
that. I love that. Now, what does Koffi like most about being a comedian?
Oh, the ability to express, be honest, and then be listened to. Because there are just about 2, 3 people on earth who can do that. A journalist, an entertainer, and somebody who might get himself killed. So
I like that.
yes, a comedian gets away with it because he brings it on a subtle level. A journalist
Okay.
might end up in trouble, but his ethics of the profession protects him. So I
Yeah.
like the fact that being a comedian, you can go into certain places and address issues, which a lot of
All
Nigerian
right.
comedians have woken up to lately. Being able to use the opportunity given and the platforms given to address issues. Back in the day, we were just clowning, just trying to be funny. And then we were very stereotypical with the issues we're addressing. Perhaps we just face pastors. But now comedians are facing subject matters, politics, family issues, relationship issues. We're addressing issues with comedy through stand-up, sitcoms, skits, and pantomimes. We're addressing issues. So for me, comedy gives me that opportunity and the ability to give you a slight jab whilst making you laugh. Let you know that that Third Mainland Bridge, 6 months, and we were home for 5 months out of the 6 months. Then you are laughing at the fact that it took so long to do something that could have taken 3 months. But the point is that you could have done it when all of us were in lockdown. There is a way I would have been able to create a sequence out of it, but then the message is going to you that, my authorities, you guys are not doing well. There are certain things that your office should know to do. So if a normal person had gone on air to just want to talk about that issue, some people might find it upsetting, like, what's your own? But if a comedian comes to crack jokes around the same subject matter, you'll find that people will just laugh about it and say, not true, not so view, not true, that guy talks, not true, that guy talks. The same thing that someone else would have said, and then get into trouble. Comedians usually get away with it.
Wow. Wow. So what don't you like about being a comedian?
The pressure it puts on us to always deliver, even at our worst moments. I've seen comedians, the mantra for theater is this: the show must go on. That's the motto, no matter what happens, So that has filtered into the comedy world as well. You must deliver no matter what. We don't care what you are going through. We don't care if you just lost someone. Now we've paid you. If you just your car just got burnt, well, we don't care. You must deliver. I was at a function in November, and it was after I had finished. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Koffi Idowu Nuel. It was an honor being your master of ceremony. I hope to see you somewhere soon. Then I now turned to my host. I'm like, I almost didn't make it tonight because on my way here, my car engine knocked. But I had to get here and get the job done. And the man goes, and you were still funny. Your car engine knocked and you abandoned the car and took a cab here. And you were still cracking joke. You're very strong. If it is me, I'll go home and sleep. So I've seen comedians who just came from a funeral and then they still need to go and do their job. So yes, those points kind of affect us when people don't really realize that a comedian is also human, and whatever you go through, they also go through it. When you attack them because they are comedians and you expect them to take it, sometimes you should really understand that maybe that's not the right time. Maybe something is not right, and then you're throwing him those jibes, and then he's not taking it, and you're feeling like, maybe you be comedian now, you don't know joke, you laugh, and you don't even just know that perhaps something bad just happened, and he's just being human, because we're human first. No matter what discipline, we're human first. We're human first.
I love that. I love that. Now, so what is the greatest thing that comedy has done for you?
Oh, it's let me say this with pride. I just finished a new movie called Man from Molusi. Molusi.
Molusi, okay.
Yeah, my secondary school is Molusi College, Ijebu. With this opportunity given, I've been able to put certain things in place. I've been able to use my little privilege to touch the light in some people's lives. I've been able to go in the direction that I really want to go. So lately I've been making a lot of movies. And yesterday my school principal called me to say, thank you. I'm very proud of you. I'm happy that you did not lose the values we trained you with. That for me is the height. She said, I've seen a lot of people, when I try talking to them, they'll say, the way you people trained us, life has changed. Things are not like that anymore. But that every time she reads an interview about me and then she sees my works, she's very happy that at least this one, if we train 10 and 9 through away, at least one would be on the path. So she was telling me yesterday, when I now told her that actually the names in the movie, I used your husband's name and your name for the characters. She just broke down like, wow, you honored me. So for me, the opportunity to do certain things, we've gone beyond trying to just make a living, but be a path to others and build a legacy. So right now I feel very good that this job allows me to put my school on the map, to do certain things for people, and then I can look back and say, yes, I played my part. Not just that I didn't say I played my part too. I played my part, as in like I created a way for those coming behind me. If I look behind me now, I see Josh Too Funny, I see Bash, I see Bo Joint, I see Master Lee, I see Dynamic V, I see a lot of people that I rolled out the carpet for, and they're going to take over from me and, you know, become the giants of the industry in future. I know that my old age would be very, very fulfilled. I'll look back and be like, yes, yes, exactly. I'll look back and be like, yes. You know, there's a certain pride and joy that comes for an old man who looks and sees his children doing very well in the yard. So that for me, I'm almost there, because every day I wake up, I see someone who I have impacted in their life doing well. In fact, some doing better than me in certain areas. And then I'm like, yes, yes. You know, unfortunately, the Nigerian public space does not understand certain principles about life. We are not, Moody shared something earlier today, and I agreed with him that a lot of Nigerians are no longer discerning. We no longer carry value. We no longer look deep into the things that are most important in life. The pursuit for vanity doesn't make us see that this is the most appropriate thing for man to do than this. So most of the things that some of us do right now, like Rugged Man, for instance, now, fights a lot of humanitarian fight. Some people still don't value him for that. Some people don't patronize him because of that. They feel like he's always. I was told years ago, I was blacklisted years ago when I was fighting against comedians who were pirating jokes. I saw a colleague of mine whispering to another one, saying, "Now you sabi, now only you get joke with the thief," you know. And then years later, everybody in the industry now agrees that if only we had known, we should have supported Koffi that time. Instead, plus them and event planners went to blacklist me, and I wasn't getting jobs. I wasn't called for jobs. My cousin was at a boardroom meeting where they were agreeing on who to use for master of ceremony. And the chairman of the committee said, "Is it not that comedian that is fighting comedians who are cracking people's jokes? Why do we can't use him for MC?" My cousin said he was shocked. So this is the country we're in, that at the point you're doing all the very good things, it might not seem relevant to people. Fela did a lot of that. It didn't make sense until now. Okay, so some of the things that I do quietly that people don't see, I just smile to myself that at least I know at the end, I will be proud that I did this. And I'm doing the right thing. You know, I'm doing the right thing.
Now, Koffi, what has comedy not done for you?
Comedy has not put me in trouble. Okay. Let me say this with all modesty.
Yes.
When I got to my 40th birthday, I looked around and I realized that I have even achieved more than I would ever have set out to achieve. I feel very fulfilled. The only thing I don't know how to do right now is play tennis, lawn tennis, and that's all. That's the only thing left. I finally got my, yes, there were only two things I was left to achieve: swimming and lawn tennis. So I finally got to swimming. And last time I was with Nedunwoko, billionaire Nedunwoko. He further, you know, enhanced my swimming skills. And so I'm good with swimming now. I might not be able to swim the ocean, but at least I can move from one end of the pool to the other. So swimming is done. Lawn tennis is the only other thing left.
Is the next.
Every other thing I have set my mind to or try to do, I have been able to do it by God's grace.
That is Shoki is here. Shoki Bobo.
Hey, confirm made. Confirm made. Confirm made. Azuh, Shoki be one of the people who inspire me, but me and we know to be talk good outside. Yes. You know, I met Shoki. You see this hair on my head? Eh?
Yeah.
There's a particular one Shoki used to barb way back. Now Shoki started. So Shoki was one of the people that encouraged me, but he doesn't remember. I met him at the beach as a young man at Lekki Beach in 1996. So they came for a show. And then as we were, I went to meet him, I was just trying to pick his brain on how things were with entertainment and everything. Him and Junior and Pretty were the two people that encouraged me that day. Yes.
Wow.
Because I saw Junior. Junior was the MC. Shoki performed. Blackie performed. Obesere came to kill the show. So I remember I have the picture. So Shoki was one of the few people then that gave me the courage. Most entertainers might not be open to a young unknown person, but they were like, hey, my bro. And then he talked to me. Now we are friends. We run things together. But say that year,
Wow, I love that.